Well, good afternoon. Today is the 4th of April. Cat's making a racket. And it's day 47. We're almost up to 50 days, the big half century. Exciting. It's exciting. It's definitely been a bit of an experience. I was thinking the other day about how vlogging has been useful to put ideas out and not worry so much about growing a channel or caring about, I mean, not that I don't care about people who be watching this, but alright, bye buddy. Yeah, goodbye. But how it's been useful to get my thoughts out into the air and hear them and listen to what I've been saying and what I've been thinking. In particular, what I've been thinking, because a lot of the time you can that fucking cat. It can be useful to get those thoughts out and hear what you're thinking and start to think about why you're thinking those thoughts. I've been able to put some ideas in the trash, or some thinking patterns in the trash. That's actually been pretty useful for me, because I find the more you spend time in your head, the less useful you are at taking care of the problems that you have. And when you spend a lot of time in your head, you tend to not be dealing with your problems. Oh yeah, I'm sunburned, by the way. So it's been useful doing these vlogs. It's been good to get the thoughts out and figure out what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it, and decide whether or not I want to keep those thoughts. And I haven't kept a lot. I've kept a lot of them, of course, but also a lot of other ones I've been able to just sort of throw out and not deal with anymore, not have to carry them around in my head, which has left space for other things, like book ideas and starting to come up with plans for other books, which is exciting, because I had wondered if maybe I would just get the one done and then not worry. But yeah, it seems like I'm getting more and more ideas the more I write, and the more I think about writing, the more the ideas come to me, and so I've got these plans scheduled for going forward with writing. Had a game yesterday. Had a game at a high school. Let me rephrase. Refereed a game of rugby at a high school where I live, and it was a girls' game. Slower than usual. Not as much running around as there was in the boys' game. Those 17-year-old boys, they can fly. And that late teen, early 20s juice gets them really fast and energized. But the girls are a little bit slower, so it's nice to take a minute and kind of just relax, worry about positioning and worry about checking for onside, and maybe thinking about the game more and a couple of steps ahead. Where are they going from here? What should I be looking for? And I noticed that out of the drug funk, when I'm not smoking dope during the time that I'm doing these things, I am way better at it. Like, way better. Decisions come faster, context comes faster, whether or not to play advantage, let them keep playing. If a mistake has been made and the other team gets it in rugby, you can allow the game to go on rather than calling a penalty or calling a foul. If the other team has an advantage, you can let them run with it and see if they do something. And then if they don't gain advantage, you can blow the whistle and come back to where the original infringement was. At lower levels, most players don't understand advantage very well, but it's fun as a referee to be able to practice using it, and practice calling it, and kind of get used to what it is that you're doing. And being out of the marijuana funk, it's just so good not having to be bad at it. So yeah, so I had a I had a really good old time with that yesterday. Hopefully I get paid in shorter order than the last game, because I'm still waiting on payment for that. I'm not a big fan of driving, 35 minutes to get to a field and then getting there and doing the job that I'm supposed to do and finding out that I'm not getting paid for a month for it. But in general, it was really good. And when I spoke to my senior referee friend, excuse me, he reminded me that it was good to just go out and have fun with it. And that's what I said I was doing. I said after I stopped doing men's and college club games, the women in general tend to be better with rugby. They're more polite and they get just as fired up as the guys do, but there's not as much punch-ups or animation as there is with the guys. And it's a little less chaotic. Whereas with men, particularly university age and older, like even the men's games, there's some good teams, don't get me wrong, there's some really good teams, but they tend to be a little bit, it's like babysitting man children sometimes, and there's not enough money in the world to make me want to have to go out and spend an hour and a half babysitting man children. I'm not a babysitter, I'm not a social worker. These people have some issues, and when they start losing, they just don't know how to handle it, and that becomes a problem for me. So yeah, so and he just reminded me, go and have fun, and that's what I've been doing, and I've been having fun with it. So yeah, it's been nice. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I have, but I have definitely enjoyed it. Legs are feeling it. Legs are definitely feeling it. Calf muscles are hurting. I did a couple of good sprints during the game yesterday, and yeah, I'm feeling those today. But otherwise, yeah. Damn that cat, he will not silence. Anyway, I guess the main point for today was thinking about how useful it's been to not be doing drugs, to not be smoking drugs, which has allowed me to just focus on, and when I'm doing these types of exercises and these types of activities that require me to think quickly, I haven't had to labor to think quickly, and I've felt a lot more confident, and I've felt like a lot more relaxed when I'm doing it. I'm not worried about the spectators. There's no paranoia. There's no, oh, what do they think how do they think I'm doing? Like I'm just focusing on what I want to do and carrying out my plan and having fun with it, and it's been really good. So another tick in the box for not going back. Must say, last night I watched Master and Commander, and if you haven't seen Master and Commander, I highly recommend it. It's one of Russell Crowe's finest movies, and it's shot beautifully, but the main thing is the sound editing. Someone had recommended it, a video on YouTube that I watched had recommended it because of the sound editing, and he was not wrong. You can see, hang on, back there, that crappy little soundbar, and the subwoofer right there. Even with that system, it was terrific. The cannon shots and the sounds of cannon going, like cannonballs going overhead, and wood smashing into thousands of pieces, and sails tearing, and it was awesome. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. Some parts a little bit harder to watch, but yeah, it was legit. Anyway, that's all from me for today. Day 47, going strong. Ka kite.